It's funny seeing people like that. It sort of would make sense when they're like screaming, but when they're just standing quietly, their outfits are still screaming. I like that. All right, day 2, Tuesday, Ryder Cup week. Everyone has a proper sleep under their belt. Golf team is ready to rock. Today, we're gonna really dial in on the US squad, try to get a sense of some pairings, see what people are up to. We've got our first real press conferences today also, so what are you looking forward to, Sean?
I want to see who Brooks Koepka is kind of mingling with.
Yeah.
Who he's maybe going to get paired with. There's a lot of cues, there's a lot of secrets that kind of go on the practice rounds. Is Brooks going to be with Wyndham Clark? Is he going to be with Brian Harman? Maybe we pair him up with Jupiter boy Ricky Fowler.
Sure.
No one knows about Brooks's future pairing.
I want it on the record that the kind of white and navy thing was not intentional.
James came out first, right?
If we show up and the US squad is wearing white and navy, we may have to leave. We may have to just start over, come back. Look out. Wyndham Clark and Brooks Koepka. Like that makes sense to me, right? Just a couple alpha boys, hit it pretty hard. Athletes. I think we could see it. Colin Morikawa, untucked, just letting those red shirt tails fly. Man, I don't know. We just watched him hit a tee shot off 11. The ball still like jumps off his face. He's definitely not one of the longest guys out here, but he just makes such good contact every time. There's a lot of good people watching out here, honestly. You got Zach Johnson. He's got the socks going.
Very good.
Yes. How are you?
You gonna get these boys?
Let's get them. Let's get them.
You gotta get him.
I ain't hitting a shot though.
It seemed intense.
You know, he was saying they put pin locations in the greens, and he was asking the fans, he was like, who took the pin locations out? So maybe Team Europe's up to, you know, they're in cahoots with the grounds crew. We got Steve Stricker taking some practice putts out here. I think we heard Cantlay saying that they're rolling about an 11. They're not super fast, but Speed said they're pure. And Stricker hit like 3 or 4 putts just at a tee, and each one just hit the middle of the tee and just stopped dead. So, kind of a legend.
Yeah, JT.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a special
We found the top of the course, like this 12th, 13th hole up high. Actually, the views from up here are spectacular. We didn't get up here yesterday, so I'm pumped about that. And then you have these, I guess, make for some pretty sweet backdrops. So morale pretty high right now. We're not going to see many US guys playing all 5 sessions. I think there's enough parity, enough depth on this team, and it's a hard enough walk that for the most part the US players will just play 3 or 4 sessions each.
Let's go JT! Go JT! Get him, boys!
Once we're here, it really feels like, okay, you got to lean on your horses. You throw the points from the year out the window. Who do you feel best about going to the first tee with 30,000 people yelling at you?
Great ball.
I think he's kind of turned into a backbone for the USA Ryder Cup team, and that doesn't mean that he's on every one. It doesn't. I mean, I'm sure if you asked him, he said he didn't think he was going to be on for a certain time, and he, I think, would have, or maybe even already accepted that to a degree. And so I think he's going to embrace the opportunity. He worked really hard on a lot of things, and I think he was able to try that out and had success with it a couple weeks ago. But to answer your question on why he's successful, he just gets the ball in the hole faster than other guys do, and that's how you win matches here. That's how you play good golf. And the elevated pressure and honestly the away games and kind of the opportunity to go like that, like he does, and to raise a crowd up at a home crowd, but also to quiet one and kind of upset them here. He loves doing that, and I think it creates just maybe a little extra level of focus for him. But I've been beside him for these Ryder Cups, and he just quite simply plays better golf than the guys across from him.
So probably the most scrutinized putter on the planet right now, Scottie Scheffler, and not for the reasons he would want, but I guess it's because he's hit the ball so well that it's made his struggles on the greens come under even more focus. So he's made a couple tweaks. It looks like he's working with Phil Kenyon, who's a putting guru, and he's also got like a thicker super stroke grip going on. So we've been watching in the last couple days, just grinding away here at the Ryder Cup. We haven't seen him play since the Tour Championship, so we haven't seen him put any of these changes into play, but apparently he and Kenyon started working together sometime in the last few weeks, and I mean there's no place like match play to really test that out. So we'll see the putting stroke under pressure all week. I don't see a lot of guys laying up here unless your opponent has already gotten in a lot of trouble.
Because on a windy day, if you end up here, whew, the wind's going this way. This is a lot trickier shot to get close.
I just don't think you're ending up there. This is a 200-yard shot. You just fly it over that bunker. You got 30 yards to miss. I think
that's just Dylan being a professional golfer and me. No.
We got some mower boys coming in. You ready for the 4 types of rough? This is the fairway. That's not a type of rough.
Nothing rough about it.
Type number
Easy.
1.
Type number 2.
Great lie. Let's try. Oh, you've got your own ball.
I got my own golf ball.
Again, not bad. This is what they've been cutting down a little bit. Reportedly,
don't like that.
At the request of at least a couple European team members.
Lame.
Chopping it down a little bit, because this is not what you were seeing a couple weeks ago. This is a fresh cut, in fact. This is, all right, rough type number 3.
Not as fun.
Not as fun. That is sitting okay, but they're not all going to be sitting okay. But you still can do it. Like it's not insurmountable anymore. Drop it again. Like, all right, that one buried a little more. So there's just it's like you're gonna be able to do it. There's just a lot of unpredictability that goes along with it. Sean, take us to the
These videos never do it justice when you're just gonna drop it. I feel like if ball's coming in, it's coming in at that rate.
Yeah, that one bounced.
Where'd it go?
Didn't bury.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just hard to control it from out of here. It's hard to even
probably
get to that ball.
You probably shouldn't be in this exact area, but behind us,
there will be some other.
You will get to it.
There'll be some other rough like this that people get in.
But if you mega miss,
totally. Rough type number 5. Well,
mega miss is like
that's a bad example.
No, it's fine. It's wispy.
Yeah.
And you can actually swing through it.
And then number 6 is just hit it where the people are.
Super miss.
And then, boom.
I'm used to that.
Yeah, hard pan, perfect, can of corn. Looking good, boys.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Most people would be grumpy around Xander. I mean, he is like Tony Robbins out there. So, I mean, he's impressively positive. He's just great to be out there with. Any situation that we're in, he seems like he feels comfortable, and so I'm not worried about him or feel like I could ever do anything wrong out there. And we play a lot of golf, at home, and then practice rounds out on tour, and so it's just like another day in the office for us.
he's an incredible golfer. He's an easy guy to lean on because he's so good at golf. So we just have a really good time, and when we get things going, it sort of feels like we kind of kick it into cruise control. You know, we do talk while we're walking, so you know, words of reinforcement. Not that he ever needs it, but he just sort of knows how I like to sort of dig in, and no matter where we are on a hole. You know, fortunately, he usually puts me in the fairway, or if he's chipping, he chips me to tap in and things like that. So he's an easy person to lean on to stay positive. Yeah, just he knows that I'm never going to quit, never give up, and I don't think anyone on our team would. But he really knows that, you know, I'm trying my best, and that's all we can ever do.
Thank you. Well, I was smarter than your group, but you went in after 9. So.
Both had our hands raised to ask questions of Justin Thomas, and they didn't get to us with the microphone. So I wanted to know, like, is it more fun to make a putt at home that like electrifies a home crowd, or is it more fun to make a putt on the road like they'll have to do this week and just shut everybody up?
Depends if you're a bad man.
Yeah, JT gave a good answer though. He says that's tough. Overall, I'm choosing electrifies a home crowd. Late in the match, on the road though, you may have to choose that. I had a putt on 14 in 2018, so that's Paris Ryder Cup, against Rahm Poulter that I'll never forget. 7 to 8 feet for birdie on top of Rahm to have the hole. So the answer is that they both are good when you make putts.
Why did he finish with also lose this number?
Because I text him too frequently, maybe, I don't know.
It's just kind of weird.